No one likes me. Everyone hates me, truly. Hello, my name is Mollie Guac. That is MOLLIE GUAC. I'm coming to you from Massachusetts. I am Boston based, but right now I am in my childhood bedroom. It's pretty dark and dingy in here. It is 11 p.m. on a Tuesday night, so time to get in drag and talk about Drag Race. I do have a whole look on for y'all. I will add some photos here. It's my promo look for Drag Gauntlet in Boston. So if you are Bostonian or Guactopolish and want to support Mollie on her journey in the drag gauntlet scene, it's basically like mini Drag Race. So bi-weekly Wednesday, we're gonna compete, me versus all the KHIAs of Boston. Anyway, a little bit about me. I'm a baby queen. I've been performing and doing drag for like a year now. It'll be a year in March, so I haven't been performing very long. But I make a lot of my looks. I'm very crafty, and I love drag and Drag Race. And I think that I offer a unique perspective because of my altness and desire to make and do drag for a living one day. So I really wanted to just judge the season and sort of play along of like what I would wear for this episode, what I would wear for this runway, what I would do here and there, and blah, 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 blah. Oh my God! I'll do a little makeup time lapse here of my makeup and my look, and some close-ups and whatever. I think this will be very much a part of this series. It's like what I'm wearing, what I made, how I made it. I think that a lot of the fun of drag for me is making the outfit and conceptualizing the story behind the outfit. And this one was very inspired just by the color pink. And then I have like a top hat. It won't fit in the frame, but there's a big feather. I'll get more into the inspiration behind the look once the promo is released for Boston Drag Gauntlet, but for now, I think that I can't really talk about what the actual theme was. We did sign an NDA. Not really, but I want to sign an NDA one day. So if anyone has an NDA that I can sign, like, please send it my way. I will sign it. I don't know how else to start the video. I'm probably gonna be editing this cringing as fuck because, like, I don't know, I've just never done something like this before. So this is just going to be an experiment today. And today we're going to review Season 17, Episode 1, the first part of the two-part premiere of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17. There's a lot to go over look-wise. That's what I'm going to normally talk about is the looks. I love how you can use clothing to express yourself both in and out of drag. And I think drag sort of is like the antithesis of that. So that's my favorite part of Drag Race. I'm sure it's everyone's at this point because, you know, the challenges are kind of shit. Especially today. I think it would be fun to do a talent show where like lip syncing is just strictly banned. And if you do lip sync, like you just get your legs chopped off in the back or something. I appreciate when queens will go out of their way to do something that's not a lip sync because we know you can lip sync. You do that every week, bitch.
Shady bitch.
Not that I can really do anything either. I'd probably do a lip sync. We should challenge the dolls and make them do a little bit more thinking. Ta-da! So I'm just gonna say, oh my God. Also, this hat sitting on my head.
Bruh.
Genuinely, like, nothing is keeping this shit on. So pardon me if I'm being like extra stiff. Like, if you know me, I'm pretty stiff and awkward in real life, but like,
bruh,
this is gonna be me being like extra stiff because I can't move.
My hair, it don't move.
Acacia forgot. I hated this look. I don't like this. I would not wear this. I don't understand what she's trying to say here. Like, maybe if she really went for that 80s moment, it would make sense. But, like, I see the reference of the 80s here, but she didn't really go for it. Like, I don't know. I want to see a scrunchie, some, like, crazy, ugly skirt, some tackiness, like, some color, some neon. Like, I want the 80s fantasy, and I feel like she only just started doing that. Like, I don't know. I'm not into this. It says nothing about her, really. Who are you, bitch? I think you're, like, a country girl, and then you're gonna pull up in this, like, diamond corset with some big poofy shoulders. I don't know. I do like the wig, though. We ate, we chewed, we swallowed. Moving on. Next is Ariadne. I totally love this look. I think this was so fierce. This totally encapsulates, you know, their drag, I think. And I love that contour on the nose. I was so inspired by that. The hair is everything. The jacket is everything. I love a silhouette and a spike. This was it for me. And I was obsessed that she didn't come in all elfy. You know, I know the girls with the elf ears love to do the like, oh, I'm a fairy. But you know, you can be a fairy and not be like on a mushroom in the woods with like a frog up your pussy. Like you can do other things. And I thought that this did that very well. Until she made her entrance line like, hey, I don't know. I thought that was very theater and kind of cringy. I wish that she had just said something else. I don't know. That's really sticking in my brain as like oh, I hated that. We ate, we chewed, we swallowed. Moving on. Next up was Crystal Envy. I love asymmetry in this look. That was very cunty to me. No complaints here. It's not super interesting. The high-low gown bottom thing was so gorgeous. Like, I love that silhouette. I love seeing the leg in that big gown. And it also looked so light. Like, there were so many feathers, and they were all sort of just defying gravity.
What the fuck?
A lot of the names this season are, like, team too much for me. Like, they just don't mean anything. Like Crystal Envy. I don't know. I feel like I've heard that drag name before like 5 times, and maybe I'm just being a hater. But I don't know. It's like, was that your first drag name you thought of? Like, girl, come on. And like her entrance line was kind of corny too. Like, I'd envy me too. I was like, okay, Meghan Trainor.
If I was you, I'd wanna be me too.
Next is Hormona Lisa. I do love this name. This name is so iconic. I think the look is fine. I think that the waist isn't cinched how I want it. And I feel like the breasts were kind of high. Like, I feel like that whole thing just needed to be tugged down a bit. But, you know, it's a pass. I think it was fine. People are shitting on it, and I'm like, I don't know, this is my girl, like, leave her the fuck alone, please. RuPaul handpicked her, apparently. That whole thing, they were trying to start drama about it. I felt so bad for her. They were like, you chased her down with your USB. I'm like, I don't know, bitch. Like, why are you mad?
Bitch, why are you mad?
Why is she making you mad, though?
Because my pussy pops severely and yours...
I thought she was cis. I'm pretty sure trans, because if she was cis, we would have been hearing a lot about, like, oh, there's a cis girl on Drag Race, you know? And we haven't, so I'm assuming she is trans, a trans woman. But either way, I'm like, girl, that's fish. Good for her.
The word fishy is a really big issue for me.
Next is Jules Sparkles. This is the name I was thinking of, and I'm like, what does that mean? Like, that's such an obnoxious name to me. Like, Jules Sparkles. It just doesn't really go off the tongue very easily. I don't know. Someone was calling her, like, Sparkle or something. I don't know. Someone mispronounced her name. It might have been Raven on the pit stop, and I was, like, very into that version of the name.
Sprinkle.
I do like this look. I feel like it's very pop princess, very cutesy. I'm already bothered at how many people are calling her Georges. Like, you can be a small Latin gay and not be Georges. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. I love Georges, though, and I hope that this queen doesn't fall victim to, like, the being compared to another Rue girl immediately. Or, you know, maybe she'll just fall victim to being called an Ariana Grande clone, which I think she might want, based on how Arianka everything was this episode. So we'll see if that changes.
Did it give Ariane? Did I give Arianka or no?
But I think that Jules Sparkles is one to look out for. I'm not hating. I'm just saying generally I want to see some more original ideas. Her runway was sickening this episode, though. So, like, don't get me wrong. She can turn it. But I don't know. I'm hoping that she gets out of this box of being Ariana Grande. Next up is J-O-E, but don't forget the Ella. And can I just say I have an issue with that catchphrase, because J-O-E, but don't forget the Ella. That makes it seem like you have J-O-E-E-L-L-A as the way to spell your name. Because when we have Joe, we can't forget the Ella, because the E's already there, honey. So we're forgetting the La. I don't know. That's me being a bitch. I was just thinking about it, and I'm like, I'm thinking about it, so I guess she won. But I don't know. It was something that just kind of bothered me. I was pissed. I was watching it fuming. I was so pissed. Hate this bitch. But no, seriously, her look is fine. It's very, like, Asian, which I guess is pretty obvious, but I don't know what else to say about it. It's like a kimono moment with, like, a beautiful red dragon at the top. Congrats, girl. It's cute. It's just when people go to, like, do too much at these entrances. I don't even remember what she said, but I just couldn't take my eyes off of, like, the gong coming off, and then, like, I don't remember it being hit, really, and it was just, like, I don't know, girl. I don't know how I feel. Okay, moving on to Corey King. Entrance is fierce. I think this is hilarious. I think people aren't realizing that this is Duncan. Like, Boston runs on Duncan. If you live here, you know that you can't walk 4 minutes without running into a Duncan. Like, and I love the silhouette. I love that you can see her panty. I love the heel with it. The hair, I really like that it's blonde, and I love the RuPaul vibe of it all. But I wish that the hair had been sort of back a bit. I feel like her head starts, and then so does the wig. You know what I mean? It's sort of just like a wall of things, and I would have appreciated some like flat hair and then it goes up. There's a little bit, but it's just not enough for it to read as like a slick back in the front and then up in the back moment. Otherwise, hilarious. I think this queen is so fierce. I'm excited. Moving on to Lana Del Rey, body, bitch. This was fucking body down. I love that color on her skin. I love her face. Fucking beautiful. I like this name. I think it's fun. I think it's very similar to Lana Del Rey, and I kind of have to get that separation out of my head as a Lana stan. I really like that she won her challenge at the Squirrel Games. By the way, that was a hilarious intro segment. They need to do more fun shit like that. Like, that was so fun. I was having all the time in my life, having all my oats felt in that moment watching that. Totally obsessed. So I hope that they do more shit like that for premieres, because it just made the whole thing feel so special, you know? It was clever too. Like, Portia being the first bitch to get pied, I was laughing. Like, they have some nerve with that poor lady. And I love that Lana Del Rey the whole time was posing. I clocked it, and then they gave her a win, and I was like, I don't even know if they meant for that to be a mini challenge until they saw her being cunty like that. Props to your mama. This was cunty. I can't wait for 5 weeks from now for her to still be wearing this shit and me to still be living. I will say that the cliffhangers on this shoe were really crazy, and I'm not seeing enough people talk about that. Like, the toe was not in the shoe. Don't like that. But moving on. Oh my god. That took so much self-control not to move my head, to not get this hat flying off me. Okay, moving on. Alexi Love. I love this queen. When I saw her, I was like, I am now understanding why RuPaul didn't want trans women on the show. Because they just kind of do it better. I feel like there's something about the way that they carry themselves that's just like cunty with a K, you know, like it's just so there, you know, and you just have to be obsessed with it every time. I already want her in the top 4 at least, if not winning. Obsessed with her. I love her personality. The entrance look, it was fine. I think that the white in the red wings was kind of distracting to me. So maybe if the wings had just been like totally white or something, or maybe white with red, that would have made more sense in my fantasy. But I can't complain. This is very Victoria's Secret. It reminds me of Sonic for some reason. Like, it's giving me a Sonic silhouette. Maybe it's those ears at the top. Can't wait to talk about her every week if this happens ever again. I'm hoping it will. So maybe hit the subscribe button and you'll see. We ate, we chewed, we swallowed. Moving on. Okay, Lucky Stars. I think this name is kind of annoying too. It's sort of just like very unoriginal maybe. Like, I don't know, of course the star is lucky. Like, I think that's already a thing, you know, like find your own thing to be. Can't believe I just said that about Lucky Stars, actually. This bitch is the most unique thing that's ever walked into Drag Race. I am obsessed. I don't know where to start with this look. It is truly art. It is truly one of the best entrance look that we've ever been graced with on the show. I do hope that we sometimes get it toned down a bit, just because I love to see versatility, and as an alt person myself, I love to sort of channel like different things in my drag. You know, I'm not always going to be wearing this silhouette or this type of moment. But either way, this look is fucking amazing. Total props to her. I love that we're bringing the craft in drag back. I can't wait to see what else she brings. I bet her package is like fucking wild. Also, can we talk about Susie too trying to like sneak into Lucky Stars? Like, that was funny to me when Susie was like, oh my god, the two of us are like the two most unique people in Florida. I was like, Mamo. Like Lucky's on a different level than you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you both are unique, I guess, but like to call yourself as unique as Lucky was just kind of like a sneak to me. Don't want to clog her too hard though, because people are being crazy mean to Susie. Like, so much that I'm just gonna change my opinion that I hate the makeup to I like it, to be contrarian. I'm obsessed with Susie. So when we get there, we'll get there. But moving on from Lucky, y'all, there are so many fucking queens. Lydia B. Collins, I feel like her makeup is kind of scary looking. I don't know. I just don't know if that nose is for me. Aside from her nose contour, I love her makeup. I think the nose is just so, like, piggy, you know? I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on me. The outfit's cute, though. It's giving me, like, fashion doll. I think that the hair kind of doesn't totally go with it. I think I would have liked, like, maybe a pop of color. Like, maybe if she had, like, a pink wig. I would have kind of gagged, like an updo too. I feel like it's very dragged down by gravity here.
What the fuck?
Moving on. Anya Nerve, this look is kind of interesting to me. It feels like a sitcom character, like a psychiatrist or like a kooky art teacher. So for that, I really enjoy it. But I do wish that it was more draggy. Like maybe if there was tinsel in the hair and some bigger flare on the pants, maybe some bigger padded shoulders to really make it drag and not so much of like a 70s homage and more of like a re-up. Something about her face wasn't doing it for me with this entrance look. Like, I think that she was trying to be like very cunt with it, but I think that her face might just be too square maybe for that to be the case. So maybe something should have been exaggerated, like some bigger eyes or some bigger lips or something. Next we have Sam Star. When this came in, I was like, oh, like this, no, this was not the time to have an Americana look on. I think that the whole thing is just kind of, oh, it's cute though. I think that the pads look kind of interesting. Maybe that leotard is just like hanging too low or something. I don't know, something about it just looks a little bit lumpy. Super into her. Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes the pageant queens can be kind of mean and country. We'll see. So I think this look is fine. Cute. We ate, we chewed, we swallowed. Moving on. And last is Susie Toots. I love this look. I think it's really fun. I could not with her face. I think that it's going to grow on me because, you know, when I see something enough, I start to love it. But right now, I don't want to hate on her because she's getting so much hate. When things get hate, I want to like them. You know what I mean? That's why I love Anya Nerve's runway look. I'm obsessed with it. Everyone hates it, so I have to love it to be different. So I'm calling it now. Susie Toots' face is going to grow on us all. Let's go over the runway. Acacia. I thought this was really lumpy and kind of weird. I don't know. I feel bad giving it hate, but I wish that there were carrots on the boobs and it was just like really taken to that campy thing. And someone said it was like a take on global warming. And I was like, oh my God, is anything anymore? Like, it's a snowman, bitch. I don't care that it's sad. There was just no story here. It was very tacky, not for me. And not so much that I think she should have been in the bottom. I think her being the very last was just incorrect. Like, at least she had a mask on.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
And we'll get back to that. But her talent show was fine. I thought that the outfit was the best that she had worn in the talent show out of the 3 that she showed off this week, which was really funny because it was like her losing performance. You know, her singing and doing an instrument should have at least gotten props from the other girls. Like, she could have fucked up and she didn't fuck up. It was just kind of boring. And I guess that's the worst thing you can be, is boring. So I'm kind of torn about this. You know, it was like a 5 out of 10.
Bruh.
I think. I don't know. Anyway, Ariete, I loved that runway look. Can we talk about the mask? Like, this was one I was talking about when I'm like, the bitch had a mask on. Like, it was a mask and it came off in a way that was like mask-like. You know, some of these people had like a thing in front of them and then just took it off. And it's like, well, I don't know how mask that is. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just have a prop and like put it in front of your face and suddenly it's a mask. Like,
bruh.
It reminds me of the Addison Rae thing where she had like the piece of plastic in front of her face to like be a COVID mask. It's like, mama, like, no, that's not working. Or like the Lana having the chain shit. Like, no, that's not a mask. They should have been the special guest on this week, and they could have learned together what a mask actually is from Ariete, because the mask was there. I think that we've seen Angelic Moment a billion times on Drag Race, and this was just so fresh and so new. I don't know what it was totally, but like she seemed confident, so I trusted her vision entirely. Loved this, 10 out of 10. People were giving her a lot of shit for that talent show though, and I'm like, not everything needs to be this like crazy reveal moment, you know? You can sometimes just have a beautiful skirt dance. Whatever she was doing, whatever she was selling, I was buying it. Good week for her. I'm happy she isn't in the bottom, because that would have been fucking lame.
That is amazing. Wow. Like, oh my God.
Okay, Crystal Envy, this mask was the one. This look on the runway was so good. It was so like a porcelain baby doll. And that face coming open like that is exactly what I wanted from this runway. I honestly enjoyed. A lot of people were giving it shit, but there was like, oh my God. Everything in this room is falling apart. I will give y'all a turnaround of like how this is set up right now. Like you are on a makeup box on top of my Omnipods with like a mirror backing it. Bruh. So we're not doing well right now. Like the light right now is a lamp that's laying on my sewing machine. I don't know how I feel about all of them walking the runway and only some of them having a talent show. I almost wish that they just did like a extra long premiere and just did all of them. I don't know what this nonsense is of like trying to stretch things out for 2 weeks. Like this show already goes on for like 5 months, and the moment it ends, we go into All-Stars. And then the moment that starts, like we also have like 5 other international seasons to watch. Like there's a lot of Drag Race now, so we don't need to make it longer. So Crystal Envy, whatever that name means.
And
See you in the finale. Hormona Lisa is next. I thought that her runway was really fun. I think it would have been fun to do some sort of like gas reveal or something. I don't know. I was thinking about like how you could fart and make it fun and drag without being obnoxious. And maybe if she like vaped a green cloud or something.
See, I'm telling you, I have the mind of a master. I have the mind of a mastermind.
Nothing else to really say about it. It wasn't the most interesting thing I've ever seen, but I'm not sure anything that she brings to the runway will be.
Shady bitch. Sorry.
But I love her personality. She was so bubbly, so fun this episode. I felt so bad for her. She got called Sadness by Raven and is getting attacked left and right by being like RuPaul's butt sucker. This girl can't catch a break. We'll see where it goes, but I hope that she gets the last laugh here. Jules Sparkles. This name, y'all, I can't. I think I'm going to come a little closer so that y'all can see my face. I think that I should have been sitting like this the whole time. I'm such a fool. We're gonna move on to Jules Sparkles, because what else would Jules do? Like, why isn't her name just like Jules? That's cunty. Or like Shimmer.
Dula Peep.
Anyway, her runway, this is everything that was good about Crystal Envy's entrance look. Perfected. I wish that she could have walked that runway 5 more times. I was also gagging that she kept that mask on for longer than a fucking second. Because some of those bitches had the mask on at the front of the runway and just took it off. And I was like, well, there goes the entire point of this runway, bitch. Hello? I think there should have been a sniper who just sniped people who did that and killed them.
What the hell is that? Oh, my new cell phone. Like, hello?
But anyway, Jules Sparkles gave us a really cunty talent show number. It was fine. I loved that ponytail reveal. That was cunty to me. But yeah, it wasn't anything we haven't seen before, so 7 out of 10.
It's so muggy out here.
Next to Joella, that whole Katy Perry segment was like really uncomfortable for me, and I'm not sure why. I just was so put off by the whole thing. It felt so phony and staged and just made me uncomfortable. And I was particularly thrilled when it ended. She ate, she chewed, she swallowed nothing. No, I'm kidding. I think Joella is really cunty, and I hope that she makes it far, but not based off of that talent show. This should have been the bottom for me. It was really whatever, but that would have been really awkward to have her the only bottom placement in front of her idol or whatever. Or maybe she's Katy Perry's idol because she recognized her for some reason. That was bullshit. That was karma. Let me put that shit right back on.
You just snatched it off on camera like I showed it. It don't give a fuck. It don't. And I'm putting this shit right back on.
Her masked singer look, on the other hand, was very beautiful. Very purple vibes. I loved that wig on it. I know a lot of people give shit to the sculpted wigs, but I think they're fun, and I think that this occasion called for it. I will say, I wish that the mask had, like, been magnetized to maybe go on her face, so it wasn't just a prop. But at least she put it in front of her face for the majority of the runway. You know, for that, if it's the brief. But not enough to save her from that talent show or look in the talent show. Those were both just, like, no.
Skip it up and down.
Joella gets a die out of 10. Hope she dies this year. Next up is Corey Queef. I thought this look was kind of just swallowing her a bit, and I feel like everyone's really gagging for it, and I'm kind of like, I don't know. I kind of wish that there had been like that detox, like, forehead to under the eye moment of just white or something to make it feel very like voodoo, you know, because that's what the look was giving me. I feel like no one's talking about how big those wings were on her arms, and it was like she couldn't really pose because the mask wasn't a mask, it was a prop, so she had to be like this the whole time, like holding her face, so it sort of just like hid her whole body from us, and I was just like, this was the most offensive of the masks besides Anya Nerve.
Shady bitch.
She had it here for 1 second and then off the next, and then it never went back on again. There are some easy tweaks that we could do to make this like totally cunty though. And she looks expensive. Let's get that correct. I'm excited to see what she does for her talent show. I hope it's not super burger finger dupe. Maybe it'll be like burger pussy. So I love Corey Kang. I hope she makes it far because she's so funny in the confessionals. And yeah, she's my sister. You know, me and her go way back. She's one of my closest friends in the scene. I actually helped her make that look. Moving on to Lana Del Rey. This was another one where it's like, oh, there's the mask and there it goes. She looked good though. She is model thin. Like, I can't with her body. It's so beautiful. I think people have said all of my feelings about it, about like the bottom kind of just cutting off into the shoe. It was cute that it's her real cat, I think, like based off of her cat IRL. So cute. I think its name was like Dula or something. I don't remember.
Dula Peep.
Yeah, it was fine. Her mug was stamped, of course. You know, there's something about being skinny that just sort of makes anything you wear kind of fashionable. Like, the body is part of the look here, but it's a 10 for me. I love it. Anyway, next is Lexi Love. When she turned the corner, I was like, bitch. So cute to do this now that Drag Race is associated with MTV, and to have like the snatched waist. She looked like she was really defying gravity. It looked like she was really defying gravity there with the way she was walking and had that flag. I don't know, I was just like transported. I was transported to her dimension of being in space. The moon dimension, the love dimension, the fuck dimension.
Prepare to transport in 3, 2, 1. Drag it out of the way.
I will say the hair and makeup under it was a bit distracting when she had taken it off because it was so silver and chic and then became sort of like very, oh, I'm an alien and but the look is fucking fierce. Like that silhouette with that mask, like, girl, that was a mask. That was a costume. That was what the prompt was. So props to Lexi. This was absolutely the best of the night. Very excited to see what her talent show will be. We ate, we chewed, we swallowed. Moving on. Lucky Stars. So on the runway, she was serving like a pizza moment. I thought that the box was a bit lazy. I would have really liked had it been like a box that sort of comes down and then like stays like a right angle and has her face in it as a pizza, but it sort of was just like, again, like a prop that she just threw away. And I guess you could argue that the pizza was also a mask, but I don't know, I wish that the pizza box had been more central to the ethos of the look. But lots of yellow. I think that the lemonade look kind of combated with this look a bit. But either way, the fact that she wasn't in the top was just crazy. Like, her talent was so fun. People calling it a burger finger dupe, I agree, but I don't care. You know, if it's fun, it's fun. I feel awful for whoever had to mop the floor after that, because that looked like it got everywhere.
Yeah.
10.
Get into it.
Lucky 10. Moving on to Lydia B. Collins. People are being exaggeratory about this, like, number being boring and unpolished. I'm like, I guess I agree, but it wasn't, like, the most upsetting thing in the whole world. I really wish that she had come out of the mouth of the puppet in her talent show. That was disappointing that she sort of just like walked around. I think that was where the number really was like, oh, to me. But people are like, oh, it was messy, it was sloppy, it was weird, it was like, calm down. Like, it was fine. Like, it was fine. Say it with me, it was fine. Lydia Butthole Collins, you deserved better. Or at least, you know what, she wasn't in the bottom, and I was kind of worried she was going to be because that runway look, honey, I don't get what that was. I like the second mask that she ripped off, but that first one was like crunchy to me. I was like, what is that? And like the leotard just looked so like messy.
Bruh.
I don't know. I hate saying this because I'm obsessed with her being like, it's about creativity, not polish, but what about finesse, though? I think that maybe if it had even been a different color, it would have been more successful, but it was just like this gray satanic blob on the screen, and I was like, get it away from me. I don't know, it felt satanic.
First, you feel the pressure in your throat.
Moving on to Anya Nerve, thank God she couldn't have been placed in the bottom because that look would have placed her right there. I get it, personally. I think I'm a maximalist and I was kind of gagging for the look, but that mask was atrocious and sinful. And the biggest offender of what I was saying about that's not a mask, honey, you had it on for 2 seconds, if that. Took it right off and just threw it away. And it didn't even come off like a mask. That was a helmet that you like kind of lifted off of you and then just threw away. And it's like, well, that was the point of it.
And shady bitch.
Brief. I think that the wig was really fun, and I wish that had I been her in that moment, I would have made a really fun shape of a mask, then taken it off and have the hair be like in the exact same shape as the mask. I think it would have been fun to do like helmet hair, like, you know, she had this beautiful big afro and then put on like a triangle hat, and then her afro became a triangle. This is inevitably a chop, but because a lot of people are chopping it, I kind of love it. So 10.
Wig, okay.
Wig, did you just say wig?
Yes.
I know, wig. I feel that already.
Sam Starr. This look was really beautiful. I love that she incorporated her pageantry to it. The pageant gown silhouette really worked here. And I'm happy that she didn't do a whole, like, gown reveal. I mean, that would have been really fun, but I think that people get too crazy about revealing shit. And, you know, for what it's worth, it was rain and a rainbow. It didn't have to be, like, a rain and, like, a dark black gown that she rips off and then it becomes a rainbow, like that bob dress moment. Like, it doesn't always have to be so theatrical and so draggy. I mean, this is the draggiest thing on the runway, but, you know, we can keep it there. We don't have to make it the most draggy thing and then double it.
Would you like $1 or do you want to double it and give it to the next person?
Give it $1.
I think that the color of it under all the colors was a little bit too dark for her. So if that had been like maybe a little bit lighter and more peachy to match her skin tone, that would have sold it a little more for me, but that's super nitpicky. I think that this was very gorgeous.
Great gowns, beautiful gowns.
Toot. And speaking of toots, it's Susie Toots. That talent show was legendary and iconic, and I liked the mug there. I think that that was the only time I'd seen her face and been like, oh, bitch, I love it. And it happened to be the third time I'd seen it, so maybe it is growing on me in real time right now. The runway look, I could do without. I didn't like that mask, and I didn't like how similar it was to her entrance, but I think she deserved the win, absolutely. She had the best talent show. It was the most original. It was a lip sync and dance, but also a tap dance, and also some comedy and some camp, some like actual things and moving parts and build up and satisfaction watching it. So yeah, I was super into it. Yeah, that coin thing is just kind of busted. Like,
Shady bitch.
Was not cute. I don't know, the way that it was drawn was just kind of crunchy and no, not for me. So then they lip synced to Woman's World. When that shit came on, I laughed. I was like, people are gonna be mad. And you know what? Woman's World is kind of fun. I think it's so bad it becomes kind of good. The top two was Jewel Sparkle, Susie Toot, totally deserved. I think Lucky not being there was kind of insane, but hopefully this doesn't continue. I think that Lucky is definitely the bitch to watch out for. Next week, I'm going to make a prediction that in the bottom will be Hormonal Lisa.
And
I think people aren't receptive to her right now, and I feel really bad, and I hope that she beats Acacia if they have to lip sync against each other, because I care more about Hormona than Acacia. Acacia forgot, I did. Goodbye. But anyway, for what I would have worn, my entrance look, I think it would be fun to walk into my paper towel gown and sort of give them that fantasy, because that was my first gig I'd ever done, was in that paper towel look. And it would be fun for my first time on Drag Race to be like in that look, you know? It's sort of just like a prophecy moment. And then for the runway, I think I would do my guac star look. I would probably make it a little bit more polished and maybe add like an additional element, like some sort of cape to it or some sort of shoulder pad, so it wasn't just like a bra and panties. And maybe I would even wrap myself in duct tape and be like a guac bot. I think that look is really fun, and it does have the mask vibe. And then for my talent show, girl, I don't know. I think I might do Circle. That's a song I wrote that goes with like a performance about me teaching you about what a circle is.
Bagel, orange, golden ring, eyeball, egg yolk, slinky spring, freckle, nipple, bald man's head, jack-o'-lantern, mole pin head.
I don't think I would make it on Drag Race at this state in my career, but you know, I'm gonna live my fantasy and sort of go along with like what I would wear every week and see like how it adds up to other people's. So with that, I think that that's the end of this video. I really hope that you enjoyed. I don't know how many more of these I will make, but I really want to do this whole season. I think it would be really fun, really awesome, really cool. Yeah.
Bruh.
So yeah, this has been Mollie Guac. I think I'm gonna call this like Mollie Watch.
Bruh.
Is that clever?
Bruh.
I don't know. This has been Mollie Guac. This has been also the best day of my life, and I'm gonna go kill myself.
Yeah. Okay, love you guys. Don't forget to smile.